Fellow vets, if this is you and you currently have 0% ratings, I'm going to show you why you're on a gold mine without even knowing it, and how to unlock the value in those claims so that you can actually be compensated what you deserve for these ratings. By the way, this video is on the knowledge from last video, so if you haven't seen that, click the last video and watch that first, because I'm going to be covering building on that knowledge of how the three-step process goes for how the VA rater approaches and scrutinizes your claim, right? The inside playbook and how they are looking at you and what to do about it. Jordan Anderson, VA Claims Academy. Make sure you like this, subscribe, and share it with a fellow vet who needs it. Here's the issue. You have conditions, you are rated, you get your decision letter, you have a bunch of conditions that are rated at 0%. That may seem like a defeat, but I'm going to show you why that's actually a good thing moving forward. Here's why. Obviously, 0% we know you're not getting a single penny, right? But you're almost there. Let me show you how. We know from last video that the rater is going to look at your claim. The first thing that they're looking at, they're not looking at anything else. The first thing they're looking at, do you have a diagnosis? Does your disability exist in the realm of bureaucracy? Meaning, is it diagnosed on paper? If you have a 0% rating, the answer to that is yes. The VA rater is saying yes, proceed to step 2. We know that step 2, check out last video if you haven't, the rater is looking and scrutinizing to see, okay, you have a disability, I see it, I see the diagnosis. Is this service connected? Meaning, is there a nexus? A nexus means service connection. If you were diagnosed during your active duty service, that is implicitly yes. Or if you have a nexus letter, okay, at that point it is yes. Either way, if you have a 0% rating on your decision letter, the VA is conceding the fact that you have a disability and it is service connected. That means the battleground can only be one place, right? We're troubleshooting here. We're troubleshooting and engineering your victory based on the VA's decision letter, based on us knowing their playbook, right? If they're conceding the fact that clearly you have a disability, because you wouldn't be at 0% if you didn't have a disability, you'd be denied outright. They're conceding to the fact that it's service connected. You wouldn't be getting a 0% rating if you were not service connected. You would be denied outright. So it's using the context clues, it's using critical thinking to know where the battleground is specifically so you can surgically strike that area and win. We know it's service connected, so that the only last thing, because you know the process, the last thing that you need to know is how severe this condition is as defined by 38 CFR. Okay, that's the important part, as defined by 38 CFR. It doesn't mean how severe the condition is in reality. It doesn't mean how bad it hurts, how this and that. It means specifically through the lens of 38 CFR. Right? Because this is an open book test, how severe is the condition, and that oftentimes when you're at the 0% rating, that's where we failed. The reason is, I could probably guess, is because you failed to turn in a personal statement. Okay? Many of the veterans, I'd say 80%, probably a little bit more than that, but I'll say 80% of them, they are underrated and have 0% ratings with what I call meat on the bones on these ratings, right? So I'm going to give you a real life example of someone who went from 0% to 100% just by implementing this strategy, so make sure you lock in right here. Most of them with meat on the bones for these claims failed to convey the severity through the lens of 38 CFR because they did not give themselves a voice by writing a compelling, bulletproof personal statement. That's what we specialize in here at VA Claims Academy. Let me show you how important this is, and then I'll let you out of here. There is a gentleman, probably about a week ago now. He has vertigo, right? He has vertigo rated at 0%. Was diagnosed with some hearing impairment, and he staggers to walk twice a week, okay? So what I did, hey, you know what? I went ahead and crafted him a log of all the times that he was staggering. Hey, just give me to the best of your ability. What's the last 2 months look like in terms of your staggering? Help him out, craft a log of those events, the vertigo attacks. We crafted a bulletproof personal statement for him, saying as much, because that's what 38 CFR is. And it turns out that if you're staggering more than once per week and you're diagnosed with hearing impairment, that Meniere's disease should have been 100%. Okay? So now we have 100% claim from this 0%, and the only difference was taking 15, 20 minutes to craft a personal statement to attest to the severity. Okay? This is the second time this has happened. Someone else has won 100%. I've had that a couple years ago. The same exact scenario. That's a big one. Normally it's with vertigo, Meniere's disease, but it could be with headaches. I've seen headaches at 0%. If you have that at 0%, again, you're just missing out on conveying the severity. Some conditions are meant to be at 0, right? Usually hearing loss is 0%, okay, maybe it's nothing. Some ticky-tacky stuff might stay at 0. But the bottom line is, if you have a lot of 0% conditions, you are probably leaving meat on the bones, you're probably undercompensated, and you need to, again, get on it and craft a bulletproof personal statement. I hope this helped out. If this has, hit the like button, share it with a vet who needs it, and definitely subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.